Okay, there we go. Got to go. Use your restroom. And hello. And welcome. Hey Jenny. Hey Casserole. Your necktie is here, but that's okay. So, got a couple things to do today. One, obviously we gotta do our dates. Number two, we are going to, what is it? Beast Biologist today. Right. Do that. I don't think I'll do any different. I don't believe this. Yeah, just reset. Mm-hmm. It did in fact reset.
No need to fret. I shall handle.
I'll be honest, I forgot about that too. But here we are. I know it'll be like a couple minutes for me, so you know, just gonna hop on in, hop on. Yeah, CYNO story I'm gonna continue immediately today. So. That's gonna be going for sure. I need to heal up though. But yeah, we're gonna be grinding with a mission here. Mostly because we just want to keep playing side of the story. That's it. Almost our fish show. Nice. So I don't need to worry about battle pass now. I can just take it easy with how I spend my resin. That's good. Coffee, extra health. Okay. Yeah, I guess speaking of Trailblaze power, I need to go ahead and continue grinding the yes. Coffee, no. Oh, okay. But yeah, I definitely need to get to my HSR grinding as well. Because I pretty much got all of Robin's outer spaces unlocked. I need to do the same with Harmony Trailblazer. Not this point. As I definitely feel like I'm gonna be missing out on him if I don't. With Boot Hill coming in. Considering I still haven't triggered my next 5-star yet. For getting Shui and or Hanya items. We need 30 or so pulls, which we can definitely get. That's not an issue. Wait a minute, was there a... Hang on. Weird. Oh, sorry, it's just looking at some Windows setting. Yeah, just had to check some settings.
Add Astro. Thank you for
I think though.
Add Astro.
I don't think I want to do any. Yeah, definitely don't feel like doing any. What? Can't think of anything. Artifact runs. That's what I was thinking of. Don't feel like doing them today. Just gonna hop in. See what's good. Yeah, the usual. What do we got? Character receives healing. Attack increases by 50%. Single instance. Okay. Everything's still the same. Triple Kenki. All the neat stuff. Yeah. Okay. I think we go Pyro first half. Because obviously. Pyro first half. Pyro second half. Okay. Just gonna do some duos. Let's go.
Let's get it on! Transfixed! Overruled.
Yeah, not much of a thinking.
strike a pose. Let the world come alive.
Silence be sanctified. To the very height.
Good as usual. Next up. Oh,
Laid bare.
oh.
Another test subject.
Transfixed.
Oh, it's a little annoying when it gets frozen, but that's fine.
Let my name echo in song.
Settle down. The tides beckon. Another test subject. Picked the wrong test subject.
Good. Otherwise, you know, hope everyone's doing okay as well. I'm just casually beating Abyss again.
Let's get it on. Laid bare. This is where you fall.
This body belongs to let the world collide.
Silence. Be sanctified.
All good there. Pyro's second half. Yeah. There we go for. What is this? Yeah, just an early key now. Oh, here we go.
Time to shine.
Settle down. The tides beckon.
And
Buckle up. Ha! Overruled.
excellent. Sure.
Strike a pose. Let my name echo.
Bow your head. Let the mighty be humbled.
Yeah. Good.
Transfixed.
Excellent.
Your journey ends here.
Time to shine.
Your sacrifice is ready.
Good there. Just gonna refresh chat. Everything's good. Okay.
Laid bare. Let's get it on.
first half will be fine.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Then I'll bring some animo shenanigans. Second half at least. Nice pyro hydro, I think would work well. Yeah. Or some. Actually, let's go ahead and do Arlecchino first half. I think will be fine. I think we'll go for Candace variation. Candace. Dia. Second half.
So yeah, so it is not like 1.5 minutes, 7 minutes. It is some news and
Oh, we could do some Yale on
so it is
as
like
well. We could do
effort.
that.
So it starts
Candace,
around 650
Dia,
and it goes around
and then
like how long
we can bring some Cosmo shenanigans, I think. Yeah, we can do some Cosmo shenanigans here. Probably
it all
with.
depends like how long you want your thing to be covered. So if we have to stay 3 hours, 4 hours, it's gonna be at least 500, 550. But it will start at 200.
I say we do Cosmo. Yeah.
Yes, please do. And what is the name again?
We'll just bring in good old
You know
national.
what? You know what? Why don't
Never
you
hurts.
send me a message right now?
I don't feel about child, but
So
that's
I
fine.
can be in touch with you. What is the partner?
Here comes the catch.
I'm
Overruled.
So you can come up again, and then I will be able to come up.
Everlasting as the moon. Transfixed. Things are about to get dicey. Quietly now. Gotcha. We shall prevail. Look alive. Ha!
Well, hey, how much damage did the thing take? No, not even much. Hey, Steph. How's it going? We're just gonna clean up the abyss before continuing with the story. How's it going?
Time to get as one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
Witness the power of Gwa.
Got to switch weapons around.
Yeah.
Let's light it up. Yeah, everybody stand back.
Yeah, that's fine. Going okay? Good. Very good. That's good to hear. Yeah, I just kind of came home, sat down, began doing this.
Hear my prayer.
So
Here comes
I and that is the and that I am
Witness my
I
overruled. Grant us your blessing. You. Busted. Gotcha. Game set. From silver. Look alive.
and what I will do is I'm gonna give your entire
But yeah, overall, hope your grind is going well.
and I so he is saying so he wants
Clouds high. The birds call.
to wants to very humble. And then
Rain cutter. Rain
And-
outlines your fate.
no
Into the wind.
I so it is like no it is not.
Time to go.
Teamwork is strength.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. The wind knows me.
Oh, I forgot to switch it back to DPS build. That's fine. Easier and fine doing his swirls.
Quiet now. Gotcha. Here comes the cash.
So yeah, even like
She took a little bit of damage. That's fine.
yeah. So it's kind of like you are going to
One with nature.
so yeah. So even if your hand is
Nice and slick. No, my sword.
talk
Witness
about
the power.
wall and yeah. So all these things
As one with wind and
fine.
cloud.
Teamwork is dream will act.
And we can always
Oh, you guys.
yeah, please do. And I will myself that there is anyone accessible.
Going in. Ring
But
cut.
I
Get them.
Cloud's high.
but I
All right, Jenny. Take care. I hope to see you soon. Especially if you have work today. I think you do. But I'll see you later. Alright, Magu Kenki first half. Then
So I understand that part. So I really cannot mishandle the emotions.
got the 412
I
minutes, or
will try my best
how's it
to
going
find
for you?
someone who is
Second half, you can just go with Pyro.
So let me
No, actually, I think we'll bring in
yeah, and you know
the
we
Heat
charge
up
money
team.
of course because that's we have to do. But we work passionately and yeah, no, you know,
Forgot to switch out Shincho Sack Sword, so I'm gonna do that.
like of course we need money to work with, but even though sometimes you pay somebody,
I swear to God, I knew I switched off his weapon with someone.
yeah. So my point is that when my team goes
Dude, it was with.
I
No,
want
this was
you
Kirara.
to like when you see
Wait a minute. That's weird.
because
that's fine.
everyone is putting their effort, all these parents.
Alright, last one we go with.
So I'm talking about in a different aspect now, not being only the producer. So I really
We can go with burst build on the first half to get things over quickly. I'm thinking of doing that. And I might go with like a hyper version
and
too here.
message me, please bother me if you don't
And
hear
then
from me
the second
tomorrow.
one is gonna be
Message
this.
me. Yeah, you just message me.
We'll go back to the
because
kazoo.
remember, this is that my phone is in silent. Don't pick up when it's a production going on. My phone is in silent. Don't think
Okay,
I'm rude
let's
or
get
I'm
to it.
taking up the call. I'm just gonna be clear about this, you know. So because you don't get it, because sometimes look, we
Venture teamwork is
create
strike. Written
respect
in the
for
sky.
others.
Delved into
As one
So
with
and
wind
in
and
this
cloud.
way of life, it's so much that we don't expect our minds and body get
Sting as the moon.
so I so that
Almost
is why I'm
clean
trying to
kill,
figure
but I'll take it.
right before
I don't think it crit on the last guy, but that's fine. Off we go.
But then,
One.
Stand with me.
Supporting fire. Check this out.
Witness the power of Gua. Rain outlines your fate. Out of my way. I see everything.
We'll do this.
Let me weave you a verse. Rain outlines your fate. Insolent.
I got you covered. Fire it up.
Hey!
go.
Terrified!
Check this out.
Witness the power of God.
Supporting fire.
Alright, just keep targeting the animal.
Everyone hold hands. Let me read you a verse. The Temple of Wisdom. Hey. I'll settle this. Get with me.
Don't get too close. I got you covered.
Huh?
Witness the power of God. Dissipate.
Fire it up.
Commit it to memory. This may hurt a little. Sharing my knowledge. Grow. Lightning terrified.
1, 2,
Check this out.
3. Alright, not too bad. Hey guys. We just got to portal. Like, just got to it. Alright, this one.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my...
Decided by destiny. Let me scrub.
Witness my rise. Laid bare.
Just, you know, going through a really chill.
I see everything. Know my sword. Our bond is strong.
Here's backup.
Everyone hold hands. The Temple of Wisdom. I'll settle this. Get with me.
Okay.
I see everything.
Your
Sharing my knowledge. Let me weave you a verse. Rain outlines your fate.
Where do you think you're
I got you covered. Don't get too close.
Lightning terrified. Hey. The Temple of
Keep
Wisdom.
it going.
I see everything. Ring cutter.
Supporting fire. The golden
Alright, big guys.
Know my sword. The bond is strong. Sharing my knowledge. Everyone hold hands. Witness the power of God. I'll settle this.
My holy
This may hurt a little.
I got you covered. Shall set you free of grace
Rain outlines your fate. Get with me.
and hope.
There we go. I mean, I should be ready, but you know. I don't feel mentally ready.
Grow.
Door is open unto you.
This may hurt.
Alright. And moving on to the last chamber. Boop, boop.
Written in the stars. Delved into
transfixed? Wind strike.
I'm going in.
Clouds high. The birds call.
Decided by destiny.
This. Alright. Alright, Kino done. This game will make.
Know my sword. Rain outlines your dissipate.
Fire it up.
Committed to memory. Witness the power of God.
Hey, Delta. Just chilling. Wrapped up with this.
শনিবারেরটা আমি একটুখানি ওদেরকে জিজ্ঞাসা
GG.
করে দিই, কারণ ওরা
As
একটু
always.
ভালো কাভারেজ চাচ্ছে, এটা একটা নাচের স্কুল, বুঝেছো তো? তো যদি আমরা একটু ফিউচারেও যদি ওদের সাথে কোনো আমাদের প্রোডাকশনে চাই, বুঝতে পারছো দাদা? ওই জন্য আমি একটু
Just about to
তোমাকে
open up
পাঠাচ্ছি, যাতে
our
কাজটা ভালো হবে, আমরা
artifacts as
ভবিষ্যতে
well.
তুমি আমি মিলে একটা কিছু ওদের সাথে করতে পারি, বুঝছো? বুঝতে পেরেছো? হ্যাঁ, দ্যাট ইজ মাই
One.
রিজন।
Terrible. 2. Terrible.
ঠিক আছে,
3.
আমি তোমাকে শনিবার
Terrible.
একটা জানাচ্ছি।
4.
ঠিক আছে?
Awful.
হ্যাঁ, আমি
Alright.
তোমাকে জানাচ্ছি।
We'll have to see it.
আমি তোমাকে রোববারেরটাও জানাচ্ছি।
Woo!
আর
Speed
তুমি
round.
কিন্তু মানা টিভি ইন্টারন্যাশনালের
We
মাইক্রোফোন।
get. Oh, wow. Almost 2
দুইটা
balls.
না,
Probably 2
ওই
balls.
রবিবার দিনটাতে টিভি 5 থাকবে আর মানা টিভি ইন্টারন্যাশনাল,
Oh, yeah, it is 2
আর
balls. Let's
শনিবার দিন শুধু
convert all that
তোমার
over.
মানা টিভি।
Alright, so now we have 20.
আমি তোমাকে রবিবারের দিনটা আমি তোমাকে জানাবো।
Because obviously now we're on the 50 loss after getting under.
ঠিক আছে?
Which is
আচ্ছা,
fine.
আচ্ছা, আচ্ছা,
It's
চলো,
+1 to
তুমি
it.
কি ইয়েতে যাচ্ছ
In the
নাকি?
meantime, just wanted to get that out of the way. We are going to go down and continue with CYNO's story quest into the Temple of Silence, where we last left off our story. Obviously, spoilers ahead, so if you don't, if you don't want to see it, it's coming. But yeah, we're going to be heading over into the Temple of Silence. And what team did I use for the Abyss? Arlecchino. Walk that around. 9 to 10, duo with Arlecchino and Dia. Then I duoed with Nivola Farina. For 11, I went with Arlecchino and then double Pyro, double Hydro Arlecchino, and then Kazuha National. And then last floor, I went Arlecchino Hyper Carry with Mona instead. And then I went Nahida Hyper Virgin. Hyper Bloom Virgin with Xingqiu Kukitama, with Nahida being the driver here. I knew that doing the Abyss would be much quicker.
তোমাকে যাতে
At least on
আমি
this
চাই না তুমি
account.
ওখানে গিয়ে কারোর কাছে পয়সা পয়সা করো। অসহ্য লাগে না। হ্যাঁ।
Ever with second half of floor 12? I get you. It's a bit rough, especially with the amount of enemies that they give you. I can be rough. I get you there. And with the Lector as well. But regardless, it is now time to do the story quest. I forgot that my mom is doing a recorded business call, so I will be muted temporarily. So I don't know if it'll be for a while or if I'll come back at all, but just know that business call. I will be right back.
He's a stubborn man who tends to double down when he feels strongly about something. We won't get anywhere trying to convince him to escape.
I agree. My master Nephis says the same thing. Once Cyrus makes up his mind about something, he won't listen to reason.
So that's one thing. A few other things come to mind too. You've heard all you need to hear about the Temple of Silence. So on that, I don't have anything to add. My own memories of this place are hazy, though. Probably something to do with the overpowering presence of the Ba fragments. That might explain why I suffered from constant headaches and fevers as a child. I do remember having some fleeting moments of profound emotion when vague images would appear in my mind. But I don't recall much, only bits and pieces. I was still young then, and all I could understand was that there was a strong will inside my mind. Thinking back on it now, I suppose it was Herma Nubis's way of trying to encourage me, even if we couldn't communicate. The power that came to inhabit my spirit was probably one of the cornerstones of their whole faith. So if the will and might of Hermanubis is a real, intangible thing, and they are its rightful worshippers, then...
You're not gonna give in to their demands, are you? Surely there has to be another way.
No. I have no intention of returning it. I need this power to protect Sumeru. But the temple has the right to make the final decision over its fate, since it belongs to one of the 7 pillars of King Deshret. So I will challenge them head on, and win the right to wield this power for myself, fair and square.
This reminds me of something Alhaitham mentioned to me just before we left. He said that the Temple of Silence was originally founded by the ruling elite of the day. Traditionally, such organizations are bound by a strict and ancient code of nobility. Kaveh has made similar observations about the desert tribes from his work trips there. He says many of them have their own internal rules. They talk about the importance of never dishonoring their tribal bonds, or the rules laid down by their ancestors. I think we could turn that to our advantage. Go back to them with a proposal of our own.
Wow, and just like that, we've turned the tables on them.
Looks like we have the same idea. Turn it back on them now while we still can, in terms that they cannot refuse. That's how we win this.
Great. And I know just how to start the conversation. Let's go find Sethos. We'll tell him that I know a thing or two about medicine and would like to take a look at his grandfather's condition.
Sethos, let's talk.
Have you made up your mind?
We'll get to that, but first, I have some degree of medical training, so I was wondering if you might let me take a look at your grandfather?
I have no objections, although we do have our own doctors here. I doubt you'll be able to tell us anything we don't already know.
Only one way to find out.
Follow me. Keep your voices down. We don't want to disturb him.
Let's talk outside. Bamoon has fallen into a deep coma, and his prognosis is quite grave. I'm sure that your physicians have come to the same conclusion. He appears to have sustained a serious injury in his youth, which has been exacerbated over the years by the heavy burden of work and now by the effects of old age. Regretfully, I must inform you that based on what I've seen with patients in a similar condition, he doesn't have long left. A few days at most.
Yeah. I've known for a long time.
You're his heir, aren't you? You clearly have a lot of respect for the man. But you also see things differently. You have a broader range of concerns and a more pragmatic approach. So tell me how we can end this on your terms. Let's find a way to bring all this to a resolution while Bamoon is still alive to see it. That's what really matters to you. I know it.
Yeah, there's no time to waste here. You know that better than anyone.
You know, the two of you are actually in a very similar predicament right now. Both of you have a very different perspective from the men who raised you.
Right. And you didn't create this situation. They did, but somehow you've ended up having to make the tough decisions.
You're right. We both look at this problem very differently than the people we inherited it from. I accept, CYNO. This all began because of Hermanubis, so let's end it with the rite he himself created. Legend has it that when Hermanubis first arrived in Tuletula, he sparred with the city's residents. He and his 2 companions proved their mettle by fighting over several days, winning the support of many fine people. That group of supporters were some of the first members of the Temple of Silence, and the sparring matches were enshrined as one of our founding rites, the rite of duels. It's where it all began.
Sounds very fitting. I'm in.
As a fellow vessel of Hermanubis, your ties to the Temple of Silence run deep. So I will permit you to participate in this rite, along with your chosen companions.
3 against 3. Sounds good.
However, I have some additional terms. As the challengers, you must win all 3 of your fights to win. And CYNO, both of us must put our Ba fragment on the line. The winner takes them both. Letting Cyrus leave with one of the Ba fragments was a mistake, made by my grandfather out of pity. It is a long-standing issue that must be addressed for the Temple of Silence to move forward. I can make no concessions on that front.
None needed. We're on the same page. If I win, the Temple of Silence must release Cyrus, and consider this past dispute resolved. If you win, I'll return my power to you.
It's a deal. Then let's meet at the ceremonial hall tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock.
Well, after how that went, there's definitely no turning back now.
There never was. Turning back hasn't been an option for me since the moment the professor slipped away to return to the desert.
You have to win. You need this power, both as General Mahamatra and for yourself.
Yeah, that's right! Besides, it stayed with you ever since you were a small child. Surely that's a sign it thinks of you as its rightful owner.
Both as General Mahamatra and for myself. Yeah, when you put it that way. I've had to overcome a lot to tame this power and claim it for myself. Not everyone could have done that.
Exactly!
The Traveler and I will never lose.
And neither shall I. The desert was home to an ancient and great civilization that, for a variety of reasons, fell out with the civilization of the rainforest. It's just as Dia said. Prejudice has pushed people apart. But there must be personal factors at work here too. I can't shake the feeling that Bamun cares for many more things than he lets on. And I don't think that Sethos is any kind of villain. He's just doing what he thinks is best. Tomorrow, everything will be resolved.
We gather on this day to perform once more the rite of duels, with the greatest of all sages, Lord Hermanubis, as our witness, for his power and authority is present in our midst. This is our most sacred of ceremonies, and no disruption from the audience shall be tolerated. It is incumbent upon all to observe the duel with the utmost respect and reverence throughout the proceedings. Representing the Temple of Silence, the Defenders.
Grandfather, you're here.
A rite of duels after all these years. I am surprised by your decision, Sethos.
I know what I'm doing, Grandfather. Just leave it to me.
Representing the Academia, the Challengers.
Ready. We will fight to have our voices heard.
Warriors, take your positions and decide on the order of battle. We come not to debate what brings our challengers here, nor what will become of the defeated duelists. Duelists, the might of Hermanubis himself is at stake here. Now, fight. Fight until the rightful victor is proclaimed.
Huh? Are you sure?
I agree. He's very strong. Sending him out first will definitely intimidate the opposing side.
Okay, then you're second.
Sure.
We have decided.
So have we. Let's begin.
Duelists of the first bout, please step forward.
Don't forget, safety first! Hey, you there! You better play nice with him or Paimon will make you regret it!
A little bit too much chatter from the audience over there.
Hey!
Scatter! A swift end to the first bout. I now invite the duelists of the second bout to please step forward. When you're both ready, you may begin.
Let's begin.
Watch out!
I hear everything!
He drank plenty of water before the bout, so he should be fine.
Thus ends the second bout. We will now move to the third bout. Duelists, please step forward.
I'm ready.
So am I.
This is the final stage of the rite. I remind you both that the terms you agreed upon in advance are binding. When you're both ready, you may begin.
I am Sethos, vessel of Hermanubis, grandson of Bamoon, the leader of the Temple of Silence. For many years, we have kept our covenant with Lord Hermanubis by guarding the secrets of King Deshret. And even in our darkest hour, when we could not see a way forward, we chose not to abandon hope, but to embark on a brave new experiment so that we might prevail. We earnestly sought Lord Hermanubis' wisdom and power, longing to see his spirit and his light descend upon us. Now, I will fight to become the rightful wielder of that power!
I am CYNO, General Mahamatra of the Academia, student and successor of Cyrus, the Sage of Spantamad. I fight in defense of my power, my professor, and my nation. And you. I think you left some things unsaid. This is a sacred duel, and Hermanubis is watching. So bare your soul.
Everyone, old and young, fit and frail, they're all waiting to see how this duel will end. My grandfather is a wise leader. He is also known to be a ruler who is not afraid to get blood on his hands. I understand his beliefs well, and I know what he expects of me. But our faith has held us back for too long. After I grew up, I went to the rainforest once, and I saw for myself the people of the city. Times have changed. The people of Sumeru are happier and more free now than in the past. I thought about this as I stood at one of the tallest points in the city, gazing down at the streets below. Then I thought of you, CYNO. You and I both wield the same power, yet the lives we lead could not be more different. Each Ba fragment of Hermanubis stands for something different. Might, glory, and one of many other secrets that have yet to be revealed. I once thought that the nature of our fragments must be what makes us so different from one another. But maybe it's that you've found your answer, and I am still searching for mine.
I am more than just a warrior. I am my own person.
Exactly.
The name Hermanubis has left its mark on both of us, shaped the course of our lives. We are his vessels, and yet we are more besides. So show me your answer, CYNO. Show me I can be more than my faith, more than the power I wield. Show me the person I can become! Bring it on!
That's all you've got? What happened to searching for your answer? Fight's over. Do you yield?
You won.
Well then, looks like you found your answer.
give his glory to you.
I've seen that light. That is the light of our Lord, the great Hermanubis, priest over all other priests. His spirit dwells within that lightning, and his will lives on. Once a warrior of Tynar, he emerged from the barren desert sands to serve the god king Al-Ahmar. After the death of the god king, Hermanubis gathered his followers and the Tynarian priests and led them to the city of Tule-Tula. There, they founded the Temple of Silence, and from that day forth, we became stewards of all knowledge that survived from King Deshret's civilization. Barely a century passed before war ravaged the desert. One by one, Eremite leaders took up arms against each other in battles that would devour what little remained of their civilization. Only the wise city of Tule-Tula was spared under the guiding hand of the Tynarians. But peace did not last. Coveting the knowledge of King Deshret, the beasts set their eyes on Tule-Tula. The king of Gurabad laid siege to the city and ordered the sages to surrender to him the Temple of Silence as proof of his victory. The ruling elite colluded with their oppressors, betraying the temple so as to hold on to their rule over the city. They declared that the knowledge guarded by the temple was the true cause of corruption. These were dark days, and we faced enemies on all sides. Our Lord had long since exhausted his strength, keeping the forbidden knowledge introduced by King Deshret at bay. To ensure the temple's continued survival, he broke his being into many pieces and began the ceremony of Hermanubis' legacy, bestowing his power upon his mortal followers. With this power, the temple was able to defeat the tyrant's army. Yet, we were not hailed as heroes. Strange and unfamiliar as this power was, it struck fear into the people's hearts and drove them to reject us. In the end, the people of the temple and the Tule-Tula Tynarians left the city for good and made their way to the rainforest. What followed next was inevitable. The elite of Tule-Tula fell and were decimated. War engulfed the desert. And we wandered from place to place, always in hiding, all the while keeping close watch over our secrets and staying true to our mission. Betrayal forced us out of the desert and into the forest. Then mistrust drove us from the forest into the desert once more. We have lived in exile for far, far too long. Yet, today, the Temple of Silence has borne witness to the glory of Hermanubis once more. Thank you.
How is it? Do you feel okay?
Grandfather.
Hey, Sethos. You'll get through this.
I know. I'll miss him.
I guess you were prepared for this. It's been a long time coming, huh?
Yeah, he's been on death's door for a very long time now. I think it was only through sheer willpower that he managed to hold on to this point. At least, he was able to see this chapter come to a close before he passed.
What's next for you?
Per my grandfather's last wishes, the Temple of Silence should submit to whoever possesses the largest number of Hermanupis fragments. That entitles you to be our new leader, CYNO.
But that's never going to work, as I'm sure you realize. I'm the General Mahamatra. I am needed back at the Academia. I did foresee this possibility, and I gave it some thought. The fact is, I know next to nothing about the staff, records, and environment here. As such, I am ill-suited to be your leader. Sethos, I believe the honor should go to you. Were it not for this duel, or indeed if you had other intentions, the Ba fragments would most likely be in your hands by now. I'm sure Bamoon never meant for anyone but you to be his successor.
You really think so?
I do.
Still, I didn't think Bamoon looked very surprised by the final result. Perhaps he had an inkling that this would be the way things end.
Well, in any case, since the Ba fragments are with me now, I guess I can call the shots. Sethos, I would like you to succeed Bamoon as the new leader of the Temple of Silence. You are more suited to the role than I, and I have complete faith that you will be an excellent leader. Just think of it as doing me a favor.
But doesn't that render everything that we've been through up to now meaningless?
No, it doesn't. This experience has allowed us to become friends, which means that the Academia and the Temple of Silence will become partners once more. That's a much bigger deal than you might think, Sethos. You said yourself, times have changed. You have to believe that things can change for the better here at the temple too.
I will try. To be honest, I couldn't have asked for a better outcome.
Actually, part of me wonders whether Bamoon's intentions from the very beginning was just to create enough pressure to force us towards a duel. That way, no matter who won, one of us would have to surrender our Ba fragment, and the power of Hermanubis would be concentrated in one single person. Had you won, the Temple of Silence would have doubled its strength. And were I to win, he correctly anticipated that I wouldn't suddenly drop everything to become the leader of the temple, much less integrate the temple into the Academia by force. He knew that the temple's future would depend not just on the guidance of Hermanubis, but the support of the Academia too. So he made it his responsibility to ensure his successor would be free from the burdens of the past. His plan meant that whoever ended up succeeding him, they would have an easier time interacting with the Academia. With one single letter, he lured out the professor. No matter what happened after that, it would result in a net benefit to the temple.
And here I thought the General Mahamatra wouldn't care for all these trivial details. You're absolutely right. Grandfather and I considered this from every angle. We had to find a way to mend our relationship with the Academia. In that sense, the right of duels was just a means to an end. Thank you for everything, CYNO. As a gesture of our gratitude, to those that you and Lesser Lord Kusanali deem worthy, I will grant the honor of access to the Temple of Silence for their pursuit of knowledge. The Temple of Silence has a wealth of information on King Deshret's civilization, more than any other organization in existence today. In times when you need information that only we can provide, we will be here to support you. But you must be exceedingly careful with your selection of candidates, lest you lead humanity to repeat the same mistakes. By the way, Tainari, my grandfather was so happy to see you. You are a descendant of the Veluca Shuna, and we are the heirs to the will of Hermanubis. The story goes that King Deshret chose the sage Hermanubis from among the Tainarians and appointed him as his familiar. He went on to fight many valiant battles with his Tainarian companions. They always stood by each other, from the founding of the Temple of Silence to the fall of Tuletula. The Tainarians who left Tuletula joined their human counterparts in the rainforest. A few centuries later, when some of the group returned to the desert, many of the Tainarians chose to stay and put down roots in the rainforest. In all likelihood, those were your ancestors.
How fascinating. My father once mentioned that I was named after the Tainarians, but I never knew that my forebears had such a history with the Temple of Silence.
I like this story.
By the way, has anyone seen Cyrus?
Yes, Cyrus. You'll probably find him in my grandfather's room. He wouldn't show it in front of me, but I think he still has many fond memories of my grandfather.
If it's true that you and your grandfather really planned for everything to turn out this way, then I guess he didn't really resent Cyrus as much as he appeared to.
Who knows? Perhaps all of us. You, me, and Cyrus. We're all just pawns in my grandfather's plan to set things straight. He was awful like that.
Someone's got to make the decisions when history is at a crossroads. I will make a detailed report on all of this to Lesser Lord Kusanali, and arrange for an official delegation from the Academia to come and meet you in the desert. I'm sure you'll have lots to attend to in the days ahead. But once things return to normal, please come and visit the rainforest again. You should stay for a few days this time, and start to build some relationships. If we're going to work together, both sides have to get to know one another better.
I will. All right, well, bye for now, everyone. I'll be seeing you.
See you soon. Come hang out with us anytime.
Grandfather, we did it. We achieved what we set out to do. From this day on, the Temple of Silence has the chance to work with the Academia once more. Real change, real opportunities. They are now within our grasp.